Hello, it's Melinda from Alexis and Melinda's Art Space. Got an art journal page for you today. So this one I did about a month ago. I'm so behind in my editing, it's not funny lately. Just time. Oh, my days just tend to zip by. So working in one of my altered books, and this page had the black gesso on it, or it could be black paint. It's one of the two. To start with, often when I have my gesso out or paint left over from a project, I grab one of my journals and just whack it on a page. Didn't go completely to the edge with this black, I sort of left a feathery edge look. So I'm determined this year, in 2020, to cull down some of my washi tapes. Washi was huge quite a few years ago when I may have bought several rolls. Okay, add 100 to that, possibly I have 100 rolls. So I grabbed out a bunch of black, white and grey ones. There's some sparkly ones, there's some, the lace cut one was from Target ages ago. So I'm determined to get rid of some of these rolls out of my stash and get my drawer a little bit easier to open and close. At the moment it's just full. And it's not all of them in the drawer. Oops. So yeah, determined to get rid of it. But the washi tapes, in my defense, have so many meters on them, like 15, 20 meters, some of them. So it's a lot to use up. So just cutting and gluing them on. So I'm using some Little Birdie matte gel medium. You can use Mod Podge, you can use any sort of matte gel medium. What I tend to find is washi tape is a low tack tape, so it's great paper to paper, but if you go paper to paint or paper to matte gel medium, it doesn't stick as well. So I always, in my art journal, go underneath and on top of the matte gel medium with, when I'm using washi tape, just to seal it in, because I find otherwise it just falls off, because it's a low tack tape and it just doesn't stick well over the paint. So just going over and under. Love that little birdie gel medium, matte gel medium. It's got a little bit of a shine on it, but it's a nice consistency. But I haven't seen it in the shops. I got it from Lincraft. Some of the cheapy shops might have it, being Little Birdie brand, but I haven't seen it around. I haven't been into a Lincraft store for probably 3 months. I don't see it on their website, which is a bit sad. I've only got a couple of little jars left. It was a good price too. Then again, I usually only pick it up when it's 40% off, so it was even better price. I don't mind what matte gel medium I use as long as it works. As you can see, there's it on the top left. I think that's a jar of Mod Podge as well. Trying to get out of Mod Podge, it's a bit sticky, but again, I've got some jars that I do want to use up that I've picked up cheap. So I just want to use those up. 2020 is my year to use up things and condense my stash. I'm trying to store like items with like items. Like I want all my washi tapes in one drawer or one box. I want all my matte gel mediums, my gessos and stuff in another box, because then things don't get lost and are forgotten about. And matte gel mediums and gessos and things do have a shelf life, so they will go bad. And washi tape sort of has a shelf life as well. Some of it's not tearing off the roll properly, some of it's not sticky anymore. As you can see, that black one, I'm having a hard time actually getting a full strip of it. It's a wider one anyway, so I do have a bit of an issue getting the wider ones off. But some of the washi tapes I've found are not sticky anymore, but they are several years old and probably not stored correctly. Oops. You could always do this with pattern paper. You could cut up magazine strips. It's just something in the background. This art journal page, I really didn't know what I was doing or where I was going. I just sat down to play and it happened. Often that's how my art journals go. I just sit down and, right, I'm going to use up some washi tape, do that. What am I going to do next? I don't know. And then I think of something, I don't know. Sometimes the page can sit there for a month even, and then I go back and add something to it. Most of the time my pages are finished. I've got a couple of unfinished ones at the moment that I must get back and film. It's just, life's just got busy. We've been in sort of COVID lockdown since the middle of March. It's now the start of June, and my work has just exploded. I've gone from doing craft shows, which have got cancelled with COVID, to doing everything online, filming classes, teaching classes, doing live classes, updating my website, and I don't know, the hours in the day just go. So I haven't had enough private time, I'll put it that way, to play in my own art journal. Why does the phone always ring when I'm doing something? Sorry about that. So just grabbing some white gesso and doing some reverse stenciling, I'll call it that. I can't think of the other word off the top of my head. So this is one of my design stencils. I think this is medium stones or medium rocks. A lot of my stencils are actually out of stock on my website at the moment because I'm having material issues with COVID-19 trying to source stencil plastic. But there are still loads of designs there. So basically putting the gesso down while the gesso is still wet, grabbing a baby wipe and wiping through the stencil, so you sort of get the reverse look. So if I'd stenciled through that, I'd get the little stones being the colour that I put down and the black border, so instead I get the reverse. It looked better in my head, I'll admit that. It's okay, it grows on me, I go with it. Now I decide to put, where I didn't stencil, just using the stencil as a stamp, just putting some gesso on it and stamping. Just to add a bit of sort of grunge over the washi tape. You can still see the washi tape underneath the gesso, but I just needed sort of something on top. Now, fingers flicking, I didn't know. I'm sort of cleaning my fingers and waiting for inspiration to hit. So giving that a good old dry off. It's great idea to dry your pages or your layers in between. So I did the black paint, obviously that was dry already. I did the washi tape, I dried that. I did the gesso, I dried that. Then I decided what am I going to use. I've just recently acquired the Dina Wakley, what are they? Her books of pattern papery stuff from her albums. Collage Collective? Yeah, I think it's called Collage Collective. So I grabbed two faces out of there and cut them in half and decided to stick half on each side. As I said, this page was done probably late March, early April when COVID-19 was really ramping up in Australia. We're now sort of June. It's leveled off a lot, but we're still, in my state, we're still getting quite a few, well, 10 to 20 sort of cases a day popping up, different clusters and things. So it's still a concern. We're nowhere near anyone overseas. Some countries have been badly hit, which is just horrendous. So hence why this is a bit dark and black. My journaling sort of reflects my mood. I obviously was having a bad day this day. I don't know why. Hence why I picked the black and then the black washi, and these two faces are black. And I don't know. I've done a lot of study into art therapy, actually. I've done a diploma in art therapy, and it's fascinating to see what colours you pick to how it represents your mood and your feelings and all that sort of stuff. It's fascinating stuff. So I've decided, once I dried off, I stuck those papers down with matte gel medium and the little birdie matte gel medium, and then dried them off. Then I grabbed my Stabilo Oil pencil, which is a water activated pencil, and it draws over basically anything, which is great. In Australia, you can grab them from Officeworks for like $2. They're really cool pencils. So just drawing over and making the lines a lot darker. I felt the lines on the printed page just weren't popping enough. And it's also good practice for myself to trace over the faces and have a go at sort of drawing them as well. So just having a go outlining the pictures as well. And I think the faces just pop a little bit more. Now I could have gone in and water activated the pencil and it sort of smudges it a little, but I didn't because I decided not to. Then I had this big space in the middle and decided to put a quote in here. So I grabbed these stickers, they're from the Reject Shop. They're in all different fonts of black and white stickers. So again, because I'm going over the top of gesso and matte gel medium, I'll put matte gel medium under my stickers and on top of my stickers just to seal them in. As I said, these stickers were quite cheap from Reject Shop. I think it's $3 for the book of 6 pages. So they're not the best quality, but they're really cool fonts. I love Reject Shop for getting some stuff for my art journal that's really reasonably priced. I haven't been into the Reject Shop for ages. I miss going and having a wander around. That's one thing I miss about being home with COVID-19. I miss certain shops that when my daughter is not with me, I run errands and my errands just happen to take me past Reject Shop. If I walk a certain way. And just wandering around in the shops, feeling products, picking up products. Yes, I've been spending a bit online. I've got some hauls to show you one day. It's just different walking around the shops and stuff. At the moment, I'm not going many places. I go to the supermarket, the post office, and the chemist and home. I don't go wandering into shops unless there's a specific reason for me to go and I need a specific thing. I don't just go and window shop anymore. Hopefully that changes soon because that's one thing I do miss. So just sticking down the letters, I decided to mix up the different fonts. Some of them blend in a little, but that's okay. I sort of didn't want this to stand out like a sore thumb. So I usually have my book in front of me when I'm doing it. So it's something about social distancing. I can't actually read on my little screen. And our hearts are together or something. Can I grab my journal from where I'm sitting? No, can't reach it. It's up on the shelf where it should be, so then I know where it is. The other thing that's irking me, while we're on this irking business, the other thing that's annoying me, and didn't annoy me before COVID-19 and the lockdown started, is doing dishes. For some reason, now I cook 3 meals at home. We sort of, when Alexis and I'd go out before COVID hit, we'd grab lunch out, or we'd grab takeaway out, or we'd grab dinner on the way home or something. So, we weren't eating actual 3 meals a day, and I'm actually cooking a lot more now. But the amount of dishes 2 people create in my household, seriously, I think there's 10 more people in my household overnight, dirtying every dish. The magic fairies come in, I believe, and dirty every dish. Because I can't believe how many dishes we go through a day. It's ridiculous. And it's such a simple thing, but it's irking me. It's really, really bugging me. I'm doing an art journal page about it. Dirty dishes. I don't know. Nothing else seems to bug me. Not being at home, not missing the shops, like just dishes. It's just, I don't know. I suppose it's only a trivial thing that's bugging me. So that's good. So just finishing off the last few words, I do have some close-ups at the end, so you will be able to read the title. And you may be able to read the title anyway. When I edit voiceover videos, the screen I'm looking at is about a quarter of the size of a laptop, and with my eyesight I can't see much anyway. So just giving the letters a good glue down, and nearly finished the video. Some still photos at the end to give you some nice close-ups, and I picked the book up and give you a really quick close-up, and I will catch up with you next time. So let me know what you think. Have you been art journaling through lockdown in Australia? Have you been not crafting at all? I didn't craft for probably the first month. It took me a while, but then I got into my art journaling and I felt a whole lot better. It's fun even just to slap some paint down and not make anything in particular, just make some backgrounds, just play with something. Craft certainly makes you feel better. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.